programs and investigations that we deal with is the things that are happening with the young people. And many of you have probably kept track for me of the different people that have been the young black people that are missing or abducted or different situations are running difficult for advocates because we literally put ourselves in the environment that the young girls are in order to be able to communicate. When they're 16 to 18, it's usually somebody that is an escape for them. They're running away from something, and they're simply running to someone who happens to be an escape right now. You'll have a lot of 16 and 17-year-olds that will, they'll let you know they're not really in love with the person they're going they're running to be with. It's just a way for them to get away from a situation that they feel is worse. Okay, whether it's that they don't get along with their father, they don't get along with their mother, somebody's trying to mess with them at where they live, neighbors, trying to mess with them, different things like that. And they make up their mind that the only way to get away from a situation is to run away, to get away, to leave. And a person pops up at that opportune moment. And some people do it on purpose. They are opportunistic, looking for young girls that are unhappy with their home lives, or young boys that are unhappy or exploited. They end up in a situation where they become prostitutes for some guy. Now, the situation that occurs with advocates, though, what we find when we get out there looking for these young girls, is that chain of events is that they run away with some young boy, or who they think is a young boy, and sometimes that young boy, if they met him over the internet or whatever, ends up being an older man. It's not long before these young girls are talked into to selling their bodies to make this guy or this boy money. Once this happens, they're out on the street, and now you have whatever violations the young people think occurred or believe or know occurred at home, and added with the violation of now this person that they thought was their rescuer is now violating them, and then they're put out on the street where anybody and everybody, strangers, can violate them. And so it's pretty simple to get to them. The problem is that many of these black guys that are out on the streets trying to be quote-unquote pimps of these young girls are actually working for white police officers. And it's hard to get black communities to understand the damage that has been done with these white police officers being in black communities, because there's so much illegal activity going on involving these white police officers and black police officers working with white police officers and working with white police forces, that it's almost like pulling teeth to try to get the black community to understand what's really going on. So what you do is, as an advocate, you get down there, you get into you put yourself in the mix of just being down there talking to the girls and whatnot. And they know you're an advocate. They don't know what organization you're from. They have a very hard time finding a place to sleep, because it is people won't let you sleep in certain places during the daytime, and you have to worry about waking up and somebody's, messing with you or trying to mess with you. But they try to find a place to sleep. At nighttime, you have this large crowd of young girls, all looking anywhere from 13 to 18, and you have some, and the girl goes and gets in the car. And then what you see around about 10:30, 11 o'clock at night is you see these black and white police officers coming through. And you'll see a police officer literally running these black males that are managing these white police officers' prostitution ring of these young black girls. And it is something that the community, I know, has to see on a daily basis, but many just try not to think about it. But it's a situation that is really, really devastating to some of the girls, because they're threatened with arrest, they're threatened with death, all kind of things. And so around about 2 o'clock in the morning, what you'll see is these white police officers will drive back through, and they'll, the black so-called pimp will go over to the car, or the white police officer will get out, pick one of the girls. This is the end of the night for the girls, but the middle of the night for many of the police officers. So they're well into their shift. They've done a bunch of paperwork for their actual police jobs, and now they're on break, if you will. And so they'll pick one of these young girls, and next thing you know, the girls get in the car with the police officers, and you'll know something is wrong when you see these young girls get in the front passenger seat of a police car. When you see these white police officers, or you see a white police officer in a black community, and they're parked in some dark office parking lot, or a dark. Usually, normally you'll see them in a restaurant parking lot on a break or things like that. But when you see them in a dark office building parking lot, or sometimes they'll take these young girls behind a dark building, or any place like that where you see a single police officer, a single police car, and you've probably seen it, and you just said that looked kind of odd, but you'll see them just sitting there in their cars in these dark places as you drive by, and you don't really give it a whole lot of thought.